طعم الدنيا اتغير، فرحة قلبي بتكبر، وبطلتك بتغير، ما أحلك يا رمضان.
أنا دايما بستنى، على قلبي ما أغلى، يا رب بلغنا طول ريحته طلت رمضان.
رمضان ده حياتي، شمعة لمماتي، يا رب دعاتي تقبلها عطول. رمضان ده رحمة.
Allah Azza wa Jalla tells us in the chapter of Yusuf, Surah Yusuf, He says, في يوسف وإخوته آية. Verily in Yusuf and his brothers is a lesson and a sign for us to learn from. If you were to look at the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, we focus a lot on the patience of Yusuf. We focus a lot on him submitting to the qadr of Allah. We focus a lot on that. If you go through tough times, usually you find good at the end if you're close to Allah. But we forget sometimes, which is more important to us individually, the lesson of the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam. If you were to look at their action, we know that they done what? They threw Yusuf down the well. Why did they throw Yusuf down the well? Anyone know? Why did they want to get rid of Yusuf? Jealousy. But jealous of what? Of his car, of his wife, of his good looks. What were they jealous of? They wanted to be closer to their father. Isn't that something good? Isn't that something noble to want to be close to your father? So the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam wanted to do what? Birrul walidain. They wanted to be good to their parents. So number one, they had a good intention. When they said and they agreed amongst themselves, we will either kill Yusuf or we will throw him down a well, what did they say after that? Then we will be qawman salihin. They said as soon as we kill Yusuf, the second we get rid of Yusuf, or we throw him down a well, right after that we're going to be a righteous people. So they had a noble intention and they had the intention to repent after the sin. If you were to look at a lot of the Muslim situation today, you will find the exact same situation. So many a time when a person does haram, his intention is what? Something noble, something good. And he says to himself, he justifies to himself, as soon as I finish this haram, I'm going to be good, I'm going to be righteous, I'm going to repent to Allah Azza wa Jal. We'll take an example of a house. So many people, they go and get a riba loan, an interest-based loan in order to buy a house. You say, this is haram, and Allah is going to take this person to war, and the Prophet ﷺ said it's from the major sins, and there's sins specified for this person in this dunya, and in the grave, and in the hereafter. What are you doing? What does he say? مُسْتَقْبَلًا لِأَوْلَادِي. He says, I'm only committing this sin, I'm only taking this riba, a future for my children. Isn't that a noble cause? Isn't that a noble intention? And then he says, as soon as I finish, I'm going to repent to Allah, never again. Just this one house and never again I'm going to do haram. In that example, is this person like Yusuf alayhi salam or like the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam? Like the brothers of Yusuf alayhi billah. How many times a person that don't want to leave their bead, or that when they get to the workplace they shake hands with women, or they don't pray Salatul Jumu'ah, or they don't pray at work, they do all of these haram things when it comes to their work. Why? Their intention is what? No, I need to feed my family, brother. I'm going to work to make them like Islam, to get them to understand Islam. Then when they're comfortable with Islam, then I'll implement my religion and I'll repent to Allah and I'll be good. The intention is noble, and the intention is that after they get what they want, they will repent. Is that the reality? Never. This is not the reality, nor will it ever be the reality. If you look at the same story, these brothers of Yusuf, they said they wanted to be closer to their father, correct? And they wanted to repent. After they got rid of Yusuf alayhi salam, did they repent? They continued with that sin. They continued with that sin. They had to continually lie to themselves and to the people around them for tens of years that we didn't kill Yusuf. Look at the hatred, look at what the sin does to a person's heart. All those years later, when Yusuf alayhi salam becomes a minister, And they come to him wanting food. They don't know it's Yusuf. When they think that the younger brother stole because of what the plan Yusuf had made in order for the greater good, what did they say? They don't know that it's Yusuf. They don't know that that minister knows Yusuf. What do they say? If he stole, don't worry, he's had a bad brother before. Talking about who? Talking about Yusuf alayhi salam. That sin that they started tens of years ago, look at where it still ends up. The sin is still continuing. They said, we want to get closer to our father. Were they good to their father? When they were coming back, and the father said, I smell the scent of Yusuf. I smell the scent of Yusuf. Inni la ajidu riha Yusuf. What did they say to their father? Did they say, maybe you're righteous, my father? Maybe you're good, my father? Maybe you're on the haqq, my father? What did they say? You've gone crazy. Is that from birr al-walidain? For you to say to your father, who's a prophet of Allah, verily you've gone crazy? Look at the lie a person tells himself. I'm doing this haram act for a noble cause. No, dear brother. You want to be close to Allah and you want to achieve greatness. You want to achieve glory. You want to achieve righteousness. The only way for you to do it is for the path that Allah made halal. Allah Azza wa Jal knows what He made in the Sharia from halal and haram. And Allah is Al-Alim Al-Hakim, the all-knowledgeable, the all-wise. And so when Allah tells you, In tansurullah yansurkum, if you give victory to Allah, and you remain on the path that Allah placed for you, Allah will give you victory, individually and communally and as a nation. Then don't think that there's any other way to get to goodness except for the path that Allah put for you. Inna Allah tayyibun la yaqbalu illa tayyiba, the Prophet ﷺ said. Meaning this deen. And we have a rule in Islam, al-ghayat la tubarrir al-wasail. The ends do not justify the means. I cannot say to myself, I'm going to go rob an ATM so I can build a masjid. No. The means is haram no matter how noble the end goal is. Learn from the story of the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam to understand that bad only breeds bad. No matter how good your intention is, or no matter if your intention is to repent right after. The reality is, as the ulama say, the bad gives birth to more bad. Rather, don't just listen to the story of Yusuf, implement the story of Yusuf in your life. When you stick to what Allah Azza wa Jal wants, even though you might find in it some hardship at the beginning, like Yusuf alayhi salam did, وَالْعَاقِبَةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Verily the ending is for the righteous, those who have taqwa. The whole point of this month, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Look at the path that they took. One thought, yes, this path is easy and right, even though they know it's haram, but we're going to take it to achieve our goal. They got nothing except humiliation in this dunya, and Allahu A'lam about their hereafter. As for Yusuf alayhi salam, he said, I'm going to follow what Allah wants, no matter how hard it is. He got thrown into a well. He got distanced from his father. He became a slave, and then a servant, and then a prisoner. But at the end was what? Glory for him in this dunya and in the hereafter. Learn from the story of Yusuf, not to be like his brothers, but rather like Yusuf alayhi salam. Wallahu a'lam. Wa sallallahu Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad wa sahbihi ajma'in.